What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of our Forex Education Calls. Thank you so much for hopping online with us today. For those of you who are watching live, appreciate y'all for getting on and taking some time to get on this. But for those of you that are watching this via recording, we appreciate you guys just as much, right? So let's get down to business, okay? So we have been on this journey, right, about Forex. We've been walking through the basics the last, I believe it's been 2 weeks, might be 3 weeks. We've been walking through the basics. What in the world is Forex? How do you trade it? What is it? All this kind of stuff. So we're going to continue this series, and today is going to be a more or less an interesting topic, right? So a lot of times when I am asked what is Forex, you got to explain one of the main things, which is a pair. And to some people, that's hard to explain what exactly is a pair right off the spot. I try and give a couple good analogies, but sometimes that just doesn't help. Well, with our foundation series, we have actually created a video and a PowerPoint that goes along and explains to you what is a pair. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be watching this video that we have made. You guys can find this online. If you have an account with us, the website is learningcurveltp.com. It is totally free for you or anyone else to get on there. Please bear with us right now on the website before I get too much into the video and stuff. I will give you a forewarning. We have been going through and changing and updating a lot of stuff. If you are in our community, we have had all kinds of stuff going on. So we've been a little bit silent the last couple of weeks, but we've been working on some major changes to the website, to our curriculum, to our courses, and to a lot of things that are coming up. So with that being said, bear with us a little bit. The videos are being uploaded to the website, and it takes a bit of time for that to happen, but they are going up. You will have the full course material for the foundation series here soon, and in that is this video and 29 others. So feel free to get online. We will post an announcement when that is done. If you guys have any questions throughout this entire I guess we'll call this a broadcast, but sure, during this little edition, if you have any questions, feel free to type that in the comments below. I will see them, and we will address those after the video plays, and that way you guys are able to ask questions. We can hopefully clear up anything that you guys don't understand. Again, today's topic is what is a pair, and I know for some people it's hard to explain and it's harder to understand, but this video hopefully will make it very easy for you guys to understand what is a pair so that you can ultimately progress along in your trading journey. That's what we all want to see you do. And so without further ado, let's get to today's video, shall we?
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Logan, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about what exactly is a pair. I've had a couple questions from some people in the past and even in our current membership of what is the importance of a pair and why does it even matter? So today we're going to kind of dive into why it matters and what it means, and hopefully you guys will take some value away from this. So first thing that we want to talk about is, what does a pair mean? So a pair is how we distinguish the different types of currencies that we're trading. So if you'll notice, most pairs actually they have two currencies attached to them. The first currency that we see in a pair, like for instance, the Euro USD, okay, that is what we're trading into the second one. So in the case of Euro USD, we're trading the Euro into the United States dollar, and that's how we're going to make our money. Okay. Thankfully for us, we don't have to worry about all of that. That's what the brokers are for. Obviously they take their fee, but that's how the pairs work. You trade one set of currency into another, right? It's important to note that with these pairs that we notice and that we have in our MT4, that some move faster than others. This is completely normal. We're going to talk about why that's the case here in a couple minutes. But some of them move faster than others. You just need to be aware of which ones move faster. And then, honestly, some pairs move faster at different times. So not all pairs move the same speed all the time. There will be times where they don't go as fast. They just kind of seem like they're slugging along, and it's taking a long time for a move to develop. Well, that's totally normal. Some pairs actually move faster at night. Depending on where you are, EST time, a lot of pairs are kind of moving slow. A lot of our Asian pairs or pairs that, like New Zealand, Australia, Japan, those pairs typically move pretty slow during the day, but pick up towards the night. And likewise, some of our European pairs and our American pairs, stuff like that, those move kind of faster in the day, but kind of slow down during the night. Okay, so there's three types of currency pairs. It's important to note that there are three types of currency pairs, right? There's a lot of other types of pairs that we're going to get into, but there's only three types of currency pairs. So the first one is our major Forex currency pairs. Now, you'll notice to the side I've kind of written out which ones those will be and their associated countries, okay? Typically the pairs that end with this or begin with this are going to be your major pairs. They're going to be major currency pairs. These currencies are basically the ones that we would find the most if you were to travel around the world, okay? If you were to go to any place, you would typically find one of these pairs, whether that's the euro or the British pound or the Japanese yen. You would typically find these pairs, and therefore, in a way, they kind of control the world economy per se, right? Think of it like that. These pairs are the major players in the world economy and how it works. So that's why we classify them as that. And because they're so prevalent just everywhere, they're typically the most traded pairs, and brokers are pretty generous towards these pairs. They have lower rates, they have lower spreads, lower margins. We'll get into those in another video as well, what all exactly that means. But basically what you need to know is that any pair, like I've given some examples here, USD CHF, GBP USD, et cetera, right? Those are typically going to be the pairs that move kind of slower, typically all day long. But they're the ones that usually have the best results. They're also highly recommended for beginners because these typically follow market structure very well and they don't move so fast. So if you do happen to miss a move or whatever the case may be, maybe you step away and your phone dies, it's not going to move so fast and blow your account, within 2 minutes. There are pairs that do that, but these typically would not be the case. So we have our minor Forex currency pairs, okay? Again, listing them off to the side, their countries, and what their symbols are, okay? You'll notice that we only really have 3 of them that we would consider minor Forex pairs, and this is because these 3 are pretty prevalent around the world, but they're not as prevalent as our major pairs, okay? The world, if the Canadian dollar was to fall off the face of the earth, it would cause an issue, but it wouldn't be a huge issue, okay, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be like a whole chunk of the economy is gone, okay? These are still pretty important, okay? These pairs typically move a little bit faster, and sometimes they move faster at night. The Canadian dollar, not so much. The big one for the Canadian dollar is UCAD. That one is a very good pair if you're a beginner. Get involved in that. It has a good speed to it, so it's not too fast, not too slow. You're not going to fall behind, but if you want to have that nice in-between ground, go for UCAD for sure. My favorite pair right now actually is Euro NZD. It moves kind of faster, but it's all about what you as a trader want to do, and you can just base what you want to do off of the pairs that are here, right? So our next one is our exotic foreign currency pair, our exotic pairs, right? So these currencies are typically found in emerging markets, okay? So minor and emerging markets, they typically move faster because these countries are trying to get their currency out there to the world. They're trying to become players. And in order to do that, you have to have lots of quantity. And so with these pairs, typically they move very fast. There's a lot more exotic pairs, but these are the 5 most popular ones. There's a lot of different countries that have their pairs associated with a major pair, and typically these will be associated with a major pair, a USD or a JPY or a Euro, depending on what they want to do and they feel like is best for them. But personally, these really move very fast. These are not for beginners. If you are just starting out, it's okay if you want to demo it, that's fine. But please, please, please do not start trading this on your live. It's okay if you want to just check it out and see what's going on and see how fast it moves and get a feel for it. That's cool. But please, please, please do not, as a beginner, think that you will be able to just immediately hop into this and make money, because these currencies do not follow market structure. I mean, hardly at all. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's kind of a hit or miss. But more importantly, they move so fast that if something was to happen, you can blink and you're up $20 and then the next minute you're down 50. That's literally how fast these move. So would not recommend that at all. Just, it's nice to know which ones are exotics and which ones aren't. But typically I like to say stick with your majors and your minors. You'll have plenty of pairs to choose from just between those. Okay. So those are currency pairs, but there's other pairs outside of this. And one of those are called indices. So indices are actually a collection of companies in a specific nation, and we trade them against the US dollar. So if you'll notice off to the side, I have US 30, German 30, SPX 500, NAS 100, and so on and so forth, right? So US 30, that is the top 30 companies in the United States being traded against the US dollar. GER 30, top 30 companies in Germany being traded against the dollar. The SPX is actually the S&P 500, if you're familiar with stocks at all, and or investments really. The NAS is the NASDAQ, and the S&P is the S&P 500. So these pairs move very quickly, very, 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 very quickly. You do not want to trade these if you have a small account. Typically, you would want at least, my rule of thumb is at least $500 to $1,000 in an account before you even think about doing this. You can make $200, $300 really fast, within about 5 minutes. I've seen people make, on very low lot sizes, they've been able to make at least $100 in a couple minutes. You do not play around with indices. They will steal your money with no problem. But also you can make a lot of money depending on how, or what your entry point is and what your end target is. But if you're a beginner, do not even trade these on your live. Make sure that you go on a demo. If you do want to test these out, please, please, please do not do this on a live until you have a good chunk of money. And just because you have $1,000 in your account does not instantaneously make you, not a beginner. What I mean by that is you need to be able to be profitable trading other currencies before you even begin thinking about trying to do something like this. Okay. We're trying to build consistency, and we don't want you guys to blow your accounts, in one trade, which indices will do that. You can blow your entire account off of a trade. It's very possible. Lots of people do that. And then finally, we can actually trade metals, stocks, and cryptos. Cryptos being cryptocurrencies. So you'll see off to the side, I've given you a couple examples of some pairs. And Forex, we trade the USD against this. There is no other, there's no XAU, Euro, or anything like that. It is against the USD. Again, these pairs are very volatile, so be careful when you are getting involved in these. Please be careful, because you do not want to lose a bunch of money, right? These pairs move fast, so if you're a beginner and you're not up to snuff with what's going on and you don't know what's happening, don't get into this, okay? These will always be here. Another one that's good, it's actually good for beginners if you want to, is Ripple. Ripple doesn't really move that fast, and you can put some bigger, you have to put bigger lot sizes because it doesn't move as fast. You do have to put bigger lot sizes, but it's definitely more generous. I've seen people trade with $3 in their account, and they trade Ripple and get it back up to $20. It's totally plausible. So if you do ever find yourself in that kind of situation, you can trade that one. It does typically follow market structure really good, so it's not really that big of an issue. But please be careful in trading Ripple, or really any metals, stocks, any of that, cryptos. You can trade Bitcoin against the USD, but just like Bitcoin moves up and down so fast and whatnot, so does this, right? Same thing with Facebook. Facebook is always going up and down, up and down, up and down on the stocks. It does the same thing here. So, as it's stated in the PowerPoint, feel free to test it out. There's nothing wrong with testing it out and seeing what's going on and experiment. In our mentorship, personally, we'll probably trade gold a couple times. You'll see some trades or some charts that have to do with gold. But typically, we really don't go outside of that. This is just an additional option for you should you want to do that. So, yeah, that's basically it for this video and pairs and talking about them. If you guys have any questions, feel free to say something in the chat or contact one of the leaders. We'll be more than happy to walk through stuff with you. Like I said before, just get really familiar with these pairs. Let's get familiar with what is a major pair, what is a minor pair, what is an exotic pair, what is an indice, what is a metal. Feel free to come up with your own kind of list of what you want to do. Trading wise, I would say focus on maybe two pairs max. Really concentrate and hone in on those, and get really good at being able to tell what direction it's going and what's going on. And really hone in on those, because that's how you make a lot of money, is when you are able to do every single move in one pair instead of doing little moves here and there on 100 pairs. If you catch every single move that happens on one pair, you're going to make a lot more money. So just keep that in mind, food for thought for later on. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to hit us up. But otherwise, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, guys, there it is. So that is what is a pair, right? So again, we kind of walked through and laid that foundation for you guys. Hopefully that all makes sense. If it does not, feel free to comment on here or direct message us, and we will be more than happy to explain what exactly a pair is. Something that I do want to point out, and I don't know if you guys caught on to this, and it was something that I more or less said in passing towards the end, is don't worry about having a list of 10, 15, 20 pairs that you guys are looking at, okay? Feel free to just go and find one pair that you think you can look at and really study and know where it's going. I'll tell you right now, for me personally, I only trade one pair. The only pair that I trade is EJ, which is short for Euro JPY. Okay, that is the only pair that I trade. And the reason why is because I've gotten so good at knowing how it moves, when it moves, and I'm able to catch everything that's going on that it doesn't matter. Okay, I don't have to go and find another pair or have 10 pairs for me to make money. I can literally look at my chart for EJ and make money. Okay, so and I know I said that in passing, but I really want to emphasize that because a lot of new people get in and they look at Forex and they go, man, this is great. I'm so ready. And they start, and then what happens is they fall into this trap of, well, there's 100 pairs that I can trade, so I'm going to go and look at 10 of them. And it gets confusing. And sometimes looking at a lot of charts can kind of mess with your head. I don't know the psychology behind it, but it does. It messes with your head. So please take it to heart when I say go and find one pair. Don't try and be extra and find 10, 15 pairs. Go and find one pair that you like. Go ahead and feel free to just study that thing the best that you can, and then go and make your money off of that. So that is it for the what is a pair. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, for those of you who are watching recording, feel free to drop any questions that you may have in the comments section, and we will get to you via direct message, or we'll answer it in the comments thread. Just a couple quick announcements real quick. We have 1 week from Saturday, our stocks boot camp. Okay, big thing that we have been putting together for over 2 months now. It is finally coming close to time for us to hold that event. If you haven't signed up, please do so. You can go to our Facebook page, and in the events section, you will find the Intro to Stocks Bootcamp. And I know it says Intro to Stocks, but don't let that turn you off, okay? If you've been trading stocks and you know what they are, we're going to dive into that. If you have no idea what a stock is, we're going to dive into that too, right? We're going to be covering all kinds of information as it pertains to stocks, okay? So please, if you haven't done so already, mark that you're going.